Hey guys, so there is not much more to talk about here other than the graphical files. The storyboard we're not going to be using as well. I just want to explain what's happening here is, so we have one view here that's a normal view controller, and what this view controller is loading the game view controller that I showed you before, that I told you that was the view controller. So if you are using purely SpriteKit, that's how you're gonna use it for the storyboard, unless you're doing something more advanced and mixing SpriteKit with a little bit of iOS, or the other parts of iOS, the other frameworks, and you're not going to be using other views and pushing other controllers or anything. So I'm not going to be touching much more on the storyboard. We're just going to use one view in one controller. Now I want to talk about the assets. They are very interesting. Now for the icons, we now have the two icons, a large icon and a small icon, and they are composed of three parts. So the large icon is for the App Store, and the small icon is for the tvOS. And what I want to show you is how these three parts work. So now they are layered, so they have this nice effect. So these are the three parts of the icon that you have to put it here: the front, the middle, and the back. So if you have the three parts, you just have to put it, give the three parts to XCode, and XCode will create the parallax effect for you. And it actually, XCode, there have not XCode, sorry, the app on the Apple website and the developer, there is even an application for you to test it. I normally just to put it here, and you can, it is very simple to load 3 frames here. On the App Store is on the other applications much easier. You can turn it around, you can center, you can do little tricks. I'll let you download and play. It's nice, but once you have a pretty good idea what you want to do, it's pretty easy to put it here. So the top shelf, I'll show you in the documentation. So there you go, that's the icons that you see, and that's the icon with the effect. So the size that I told you, you just have to provide one size for the small icon and one size for the big icon. And that's the nice thing about the tvOS. It's not the iOS. You have to have the at 1, at 2, at 3, what is good. And this is the top shelf image. So this is this big one here, and when your app gets selected, that's what it shows there. And you can also have dynamic content. So when your icon gets selected, you have posters like this going on. So you can have 2x3, 1x1, or 16x9. So it is up to you how you're gonna have your app to display. You can choose different ways, but if you are going to display the top shelf, you can put it here, and then the launch image as well. You can also load this from the top shelf from the internet, so you can have it change And as well, of course, if you are using this other kind of data, top movies and stuff, doesn't really make sense to have an icon loaded in the application. This data comes straight from the internet. You just load the image from a URL or from an API. Then so this is this for the image assets, and this is the game asset. What I thought really strange here is that the template from the Xcode comes like this, where you have the x1, x2, x3 as a universal. That's not how I have been developing my games. What I have been doing is I have been clicking like that and creating a Apple TV. Then I have been moving my assets to Apple TV, and of course unselect universal and having like that. I just think it's nicer. It looks much more organized, and it worked both ways. But and Apple has been leaving as universal 1x, but I have been doing like this, and I will keep doing like this. I just think it looks better. So this is the final part, and of course we have the playlist where we're not going to be touching here. We don't really need anything on the playlist for this game. So this concludes this part of the tutorial. I have been checking the code on source control on GitHub for the last class. I forgot to tell you, but I did check in the code. If you are follow along, you feel free to get that code on GitHub. Of course there is no code to check in for this one, but I have been checking out the codes for every class we finish. If you are enjoying this course, please I'll ask you again to subscribe if you're following along, so I know how many people is interested in this, and I can keep raising the quality and keep addressing more people, and more people I know is interested, more people I see is commenting and liking the videos. I'll promise I'll put a little bit more effort to make it better and to make it more consistent, more videos, more details. So I hope you guys are enjoying, and I hope to see some guys subscribing and liking these videos. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.